The best country to raise a family might not be the richest country. And some of the places people dream about living in, parents there are actually burned out, financially stressed, and struggling to spend time with their own children. Because raising a family isn't just about money anymore. It's about safety, time, stability, education, healthcare, and whether your children can grow up without feeling constantly overwhelmed by the world around them. And by the end of this video, you may completely rethink what a good life for a family actually looks like. For years, people judged countries based on GDP, luxury, or career opportunities. But parents care about something different. Can children walk safely outside? Can families afford a home? Can parents actually spend time with their kids without collapsing from stress? This ranking combines global data with real-world family practicality, including safety, education, healthcare, work-life balance, affordability, parental support, and overall child well-being. Welcome to 10 Things Now, a growing community that values knowledge, clarity, and real-world insight. 10 Things Now helps you learn faster and think smarter. 10 things you should know now. These countries are raising happier children. Number 10. Germany. Most people think Germany is all about efficiency, rules, and engineering. But for families, the real advantage is stability. Healthcare is strong, public transportation is reliable, and education costs are dramatically lower than what many families face elsewhere. And here's what surprises many parents. Germany quietly creates an environment where children are expected to become independent early, not constantly supervised every second of the day. That changes family life more than people realize. Number 9. New Zealand. People imagine New Zealand as a peaceful fantasy country with beautiful landscapes. And honestly, that image exists for a reason. Families are drawn to the slower pace of life, lower population density, and strong connection to nature. But this is where most outsiders misunderstand New Zealand. It's not just beautiful. It's psychologically calmer. Many parents say their children spend less time trapped indoors and more time exploring, socializing, and developing independence naturally. And in modern parenting, that's becoming increasingly rare. Number 8. Canada. Most people think Canada ranks high because it's basically America with free healthcare. That's far too simplistic. The real strength of Canada is balance. Families often benefit from strong public education, safer communities, parental leave policies, and healthcare access without the same financial fear many parents experience elsewhere. But there's a catch. Housing prices in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver have become brutally expensive. And that pressure is changing what the Canadian family dream actually looks like. Number 7. Sweden. People assume Sweden is only successful because it's wealthy. But Sweden's family model goes deeper than economics. The country is designed around the idea that parents should actually have time to raise their children. Parental leave is generous. Work-life balance is deeply protected. And children are encouraged to develop confidence and emotional independence early. Imagine growing up in a country where parents aren't constantly exhausted. That alone changes childhood. Number 6. Australia. Australia feels familiar enough for many families to adapt quickly. But what makes it stand out is lifestyle quality. Strong healthcare, outdoor culture, safer suburbs, and high-quality education make Australia incredibly attractive for raising children. And yet, many families underestimate the cost of living. Australia offers an amazing lifestyle, but maintaining that lifestyle can become financially intense, especially in major cities. Still, for many parents, the trade-off feels worth it. So far, these countries offer strong education systems, healthcare, and quality of life. But the next 5 countries operate differently. These are places where entire societies are intentionally structured around family well-being itself. And once you see how differently some countries treat parenting, it becomes difficult to unsee. Number 5. Denmark. Most people know Denmark for being one of the happiest countries. But happiness isn't the real story. Trust is. Parents trust schools, trust neighborhoods, trust healthcare systems, and children are often given remarkable freedom safely. That creates something many modern families struggle to find: peace of mind. And when parents feel less anxious, children often grow up differently too. Number 4. Singapore. At first glance, Singapore doesn't seem like a typical family paradise. It's dense, competitive, fast-paced, but beneath that image is one of the safest, cleanest, and most education-focused societies on Earth. Crime rates are extremely low, infrastructure is world-class, and the education system consistently ranks among the best globally. But here's the reality shift. Singapore doesn't just prepare children to succeed academically, it prepares them to compete globally. And for some parents, that's incredibly appealing. For others, it feels intense. Number 3. Norway. Most people think Norway's success comes from oil wealth. That's only part of the story. Norway invests heavily into family life itself. Parents receive strong social support, healthcare access, parental leave, and one of the healthiest work-life balances in the world. But the deeper advantage is psychological. Children in Norway often grow up with less pressure to constantly perform every moment of their lives. And ironically, that environment may produce healthier, more resilient adults long-term. Now we enter the countries that completely changed how the world thinks about childhood itself. These aren't just safe places to raise kids. They're countries where family life is treated almost like national infrastructure. And the number 1 country may completely change how you define success as a parent. Number 2. Finland. People constantly hear that Finland has one of the best education systems in the world. But many misunderstand why. Finnish children actually spend less time stressed by excessive testing and academic pressure compared to many countries. And despite that, they still perform extremely well globally. That's the shocking part. Finland prioritizes child well-being, mental health, play, teacher quality, and balanced development, not just endless competition. And many experts believe that approach creates happier and healthier adults later in life. Some countries educate children to survive the system. Others design the system around children. That difference changes everything. Before we reveal number 1, notice the pattern. The best countries for families aren't necessarily the loudest, richest, or most glamorous countries on Earth. Most of them share something much more important: they reduce unnecessary stress. Because raising children becomes very different when parents aren't constantly worried about healthcare, safety, burnout, education debt, or surviving month to month. And no country on this list combines those factors better than number 1. Number 1. The Netherlands. The Netherlands doesn't dominate because it's perfect. It ranks number 1 because it quietly solved problems many parents elsewhere still struggle with every day. Children consistently rank among the happiest in the world. Cities are designed for bikes, families, and walkability. Healthcare is strong, education is excellent, and work-life balance is deeply embedded into the culture. But here's the perspective-changing part. Dutch parenting culture often emphasizes raising independent, emotionally secure children, not children trapped in non-stop pressure and hyper-competition. Kids bike to school, families spend more time together, and childhood itself is treated as something valuable, not just preparation for adulthood. That philosophy changes everything, because maybe the real measure of a successful country isn't how hard adults work, but how healthy children grow up becoming. And since you stayed until the end, you deserve a bonus. Here's the bonus fact. Some researchers now believe the countries that perform best for families in the future may not be the richest countries, but the countries best able to protect people from chronic stress, loneliness, and burnout. That's a massive shift, because for decades, success was measured mostly by economic growth. Now, more experts are asking a different question. What kind of environment actually produces emotionally healthy humans? And honestly, that may become one of the most important global questions of the next generation. So here's the real question. If you could choose any country in the world for your future children to grow up in, where would you choose? And would your choice be based on money, or quality of life? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you enjoy videos that challenge assumptions and help you understand how the world is changing, check out the other videos here on 10 Things Now, because the next thing you learn might completely change your perspective.